This is a slingbow that I've thrown together out of some bits I had lying around. An old Barnett Diablo wrist rocket catapult, which I never use, to be honest. It still had the wrist brace on it, which is alright. And what I've done is I've put a bolt through here to try and tighten this up, because the reason I never used this was because this was always loose here. This is like, I don't know if you can see that, that's like a piece of pipe connector, and it had like a clip top over it. I've taken that off and I've bound it on with a strip of good old Featherband gold. The forks on this, the prongs on this used to come right back to like here, and I always thought that was a bit much for slipping tubes over, like so. I've hacksawed them down to this length where my finger is here. Smoothed it off with a bit of emery paper, and I've slipped, I don't know if you can see what I've done there. I've slipped orange dub tube over the tines, and then I've bound a set of Gamekeeper bands onto them. These are incidentally, anybody who's thinking about taking up cattying or making a slingbow, these are the double Featherband gold bands that John Gamekeeper Webb makes. They're really good. The pouches are good. What I've done with this pouch particularly, you see the pouches on some of the slingbows you buy in the United States and stuff in mail order. The cord, it's either just a piece of cord so you can't use it as a catty as well. With this I've tried to make it so you could use it as a catapult as well by removing this thing here. But like, they tend to have the holes punched over here and have the cord there. Now when you've got it folded and it's a drawer, the arrow is knocked sort of like here in this position through two holes there, and the arrow slips off all the time. So I punched these holes through. I folded the pouch perfectly in half and punched it through with a leather punch and made it close together, and it gives you this short area. If you see what I mean, this is one of the old carbon arrows that I've made a duct tape sort of flu type flight for, just for the purpose of this really. When you get it knocked on the cord, bit fiddly, do it in this position. When it's a full draw, the sides of the pouch and the rubber knots there grip the arrow shaft, so when you draw it doesn't drop out. That did then because it's caught over there, but it's a bugger. One of the things I've found with slingbows is like when you're drawing them with a release device, or like I put a double knot in the paracord there so you can hold it and just draw it by hand. Most people are strong enough. I mean, if you're not, after you've been using John's bands for a bit, you will be. But the whole thing, like the setup of it overall, is so that you don't need a release device, and so the arrow will stay knocked in there. Like I say, a bit of a pipe connector there. Just an old Barnett Diablo cut down. Give you some idea, those of you who've, like, you could fit a whisker biscuit. My original slingbow that I made a whisker biscuit out of a baby bottle brush and just twisted it into a circle and mounted it on the bow with tape, and it worked okay, you know. Them sort of like bristly brushes you get for baby bottles that are on wire, so they're easy to bend and loop into shape to form into what you want them to be and trim them down and stuff. So there it is, just a basic idea for a slingbow. The arrow rests in here, in this part of the bow, and it knocks here. from there, count the steps. So 20 metres that. And it's buried in a solid hardwood fence, brand new, treated solid hardwood fence. Don't tell the site agent. There is the Slingbow, you can see it works. Thanks for watching.